Season 3, Chapter 5, Hungarian Grand Prix. It's been a somewhat slow start to the season in places, but Malachi Wilson is in the lead of the World Championship on arrival to the Hungaroring. However, a poor performance in Q3 means that he starts 10th for the race. Can he make up the lost places to retain the championship lead?
Welcome to Budapest once again for another round of the Formula One World Championship. Historically a good race for first victories, with Button, Hill, Alonso and Heikki Kovalainen all reaching the top step of the podium for the first time here. 14 corners then for our drivers to navigate at the 2.7 mile Hungaroring today. It's 6 lefts and 8 rights around a lap here, with average speeds in the region of 120 miles per hour. Anthony Davidson, a lot of talented drivers out on the track today, but what will stand out for you?
Well, Crofty, my focus is 100% on the front of the grid. Like you said, we're seeing lots of strong competition across those positions, so it would be super interesting to see the fight for that front spot. Personally speaking, I'm hoping for plenty of overtakes.
Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's race. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he starts from pole position. And talented Spaniard Carlos Sainz completes the front row. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Leclerc, Norris, Sergio Perez and Bottas, Gasly, Giovinazzi, Hamilton and Wilson, Ocon, Stroll, Nikita Mazepin and Islet, Ricciardo, Russell and Guan Yu Zhou and Nicholas Latifi, Mick Schumacher and Yuki Tsunoda. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
Here's Malachi Wilson then leading the McLarens and the Mercedes machines as they make their way for the last couple of corners here. The Ferrari now pulling into the pit lane. It's a bit early for a pit stop though. Unsure of what the strategy is going to be for the Brit here. He's already on a set of used soft tyres, so he may go on to set hard, maybe try one stop to end the race. And that is indeed the plan for Ferrari. They're putting the hard tyres onto the car and away he goes. He should be able to get those tyres to the end of the Grand Prix, but he will be considerably slower, so can he make up the lost places over the rest of the race? Well then, a bit of a different strategy than what we predicted for this race. I mean, Ferrari choosing to go on the hard tyres this one for Malachi for the rest of the race, but the objective is to make those last, which shouldn't be too much of an issue, and finish in 5th place or higher, which means he's got a lot of work to do in the course of this Grand Prix. We're getting a few places here from a lot of drivers coming into the pit lane for their first stop, so up to P12 now. Of course, we will be a lot slower than these guys behind us. They'll be looking to go on medium tyres, potentially go for another stop towards the end of the race. On to end of lap 11 now. Wilson still running there in 12th place and just trying to close down the guys in front. A couple of guys coming to pits in front. Nicholas Latifi is one of them. He's on the soft tyres, and as soon as he'll probably change onto a set of mediums like everyone else has. Lewis Hamilton, then the Mercedes, is right behind us. He's managed to close in very quickly as we begin lap number 12 here. We'll push our way up into the points now. There's a couple more drivers coming into the pit. It's going to be side by side with Giovinazzi going down to turn 1. Could go around his outside there in the McLaren. We do get the edge, get better traction for the corner, and using the back to try and get away. And there we go, up into P9. So we're just 4 places away now. And Valtteri Bottas in front. The other Mercedes is our next target for the time being. He managed to get out just about in front. Right now, our main target is finishing Giovinazzi behind. Moving on to lap number 14 now. Bottas is further ahead, and we've now recorded Daniel Ricciardo has fallen back over the course of this second stint. Ricciardo now, our praise, ducked to the inside there, trying to take the place. There we go, underneath. Brilliant move from Malachi, and that puts us up into 8th. CP Gasly up ahead in 6th place there. He's also on those hard tyres as well, so he's also planning to go to the end of the race. Of course, we're still trying to defend the championship lead from AlphaTauri's drivers, both Gasly and Leclerc. They're both doing pretty well in this Hungaroring race. They're pretty much both in front of us for the time being, both on track and T-turns track in general. We've really managed to pull away from Ricciardo and Giovinazzi off that last corner because the Alfa Romeo is genuinely so much slower than McLaren. But Giovinazzi gets through noise. We go super wide in turn 1 there. Yellow flag in front, and that's looking like our teammate Carlos Sainz has got a problem of some kind. And no, that's not what we want to see, considering we need to get this Ferrari to the end of the race. A big worry there as Sainz now goes out of the race. So we're down to just 1 Ferrari in this Grand Prix, and that's not what you like to see. I'm not quite sure what's happened to Sainz there, not sure if it's a mechanical failure or what, but our engine power is kind of down. We've used quite a few of these components over the last few races or so, so that could be a huge worry for us whether we even make it to the end of the race. But that does put us in another place now. We are into P7, but we're still going to get that objective. On to lap number 15 now. Still on the check, going to lap 16. Giovinazzi still on the chase, is about 6 tenths behind. Hamilton's got a 5-second penalty. Unsure as to what for. It may have been severe contact with someone, perhaps Ricciardo, as he was getting his way past him. But Giovinazzi now 8 tenths behind, he's closing back in now. He was 7 tenths in the corner. Oh, felt like I was gone to the grass there for some strange reason, unsure as to why. And now Giovinazzi has the door open to try and go for a move. There's a bit of contact there on the exit of the corner. As Giovinazzi tries to go for the gap, but just about shut it in time, so let's keep behind us. End of lap number 18 now, start of lap 19. Lance Stroll into the pits. We are now just 1 place away from where we need to be. Giovinazzi though on the chase, about half a second behind. We're into turn 1. These hard tyres definitely aren't doing us much good. In terms of durability, they're doing lovely, but in terms of pace, we don't have that pace. And according to this one, we will be losing our championship lead. According to the radio message Jeff has given us there. So we've got some work to do. We've got to really get our skates off for the time being. Giovinazzi's still right there though as we get lap number 20 of this Grand Prix. Will he try and go for a move to the right hand side and look at it go down to that first corner? He's got all the impotence he needs into turn 1. Ooh, bit of contact. We squeeze him towards the curbs a little bit too much there, and there was definite contact. I suppose we're very lucky to not just to get away with it in general, to not have a warning or a penalty of any kind. So for the time being, we're okay. But and now Lewis is going to have a go at us and past Giovinazzi. He may have picked up damage from that lack of bit of contact there. Not entirely sure, but Lando Norris is right on his tail, and Lewis is on our tail as he charges towards that first corner. 2 Brits going side by side into turn 1. We're going to try and outbrake him through this first corner, make sure not to squeeze him like we did against Giovinazzi. Around the outside we get better traction, and it's pulled away, but Norris is now up into P8, so he'll start closing down on us. Lap number 27 now this race, and Norris is now within his second. It didn't take him very long. We're still holding off Lewis, and Norris is right there behind us now. So it's going to get very, very exciting. 3 Brits racing for this 6th position. And Bottas is 13.5 seconds down the road. He's really managed to get his skates on in terms of me, and got made a huge mistake there, going a bit wide in those last couple of corners. It's really hurting our chances here. Lewis is still all over us, looking for any opportunity to go on the attack. On to lap number 28 now. Let's get the track starting to cloud over just slightly. Lewis on the chase now. This is the closest he's got. He's managed to put half a car length in front. We've got to outbrake him once again. We're still there on the outside lane. There we go. Good traction once again. The outside is really working for us on the exit. Onto the grass there, slightly managed to hold the car. Lewis is still there behind us. He's not too much of a worry because he has got that 5-second penalty to worry about. I'm sure those mediums have to drop off eventually. But Norris is the one who I'm really concerned about, just in terms of whether we'll be able to catch us, manage to pass us or not. On lap 31 though, he's still stuck there behind Lewis, so the Mercedes driver really holding him up here. But we've still got him right on our tails. This is in no way over in terms of finishing in P6, but it is looking like we're going to fail our objective today, which is quite annoying. I'm going to lose the championship lead as a result. We just have to try and hold on as best we can here in these closing stages. Pushing on now to the penultimate lap number 34. Lewis still all over us here. Still 3 tenths behind, and Norris is all over him as well. So it's going to be very tight. Yellow flag in the end of section number 2. That's one of the Alpines, if I'm not mistaken. It's Nikita Mazepin who's out of the race. There's not going to be a safety car and things, so no impact on our race as of right now. So no worries there. Still in P6 here with just over a lap to go, and Hamilton is still holding up Norris. Those medium tyres really wearing off now, and about 1.3 seconds behind just to those guys just back there from there. So we're going to hold on to P6 for the looks of things on this final lap, short of Norris catching us. Lewis is into the pits now, so he may have picked up damage. Maybe try to go for fastest lap, not 100% sure. But Norris is now got his fresh medium tyres and try and go on the chase. We can't make too many mistakes in this last lap. I've got a decent 1.3 second cushion. However, it should be very easy for Norris to catch us. There's still that huge risk that we could actually lose out in these closing stages. Meanwhile, up front, we've got one of the Red Bulls who's on course to take victory, and that's none other than the reigning world champion, Max Verstappen now, who's rounding the last corner, take another victory this season, coming through to the line to win the Hungarian Grand Prix, try and vault himself back up into the championship fight. But for us, it's looking like P6 in terms of results there. And here we come now on the chase to try and stop Norris. He's caught up to us big time. Got to really hold him off over the course of this final half lap or so. Gone way wide there, and that's going to allow Norris to catch up even more in these closing stages. A couple more corners to go, one sector in it. And so all we've got to do is just hold on now. There's one of the Alfa Romeos just there in front of us. I'm not sure who that is. I don't think it's Bottas. Regardless of whether it is or not, we won't be able to pass him in time. Norris looking around, trying to find an opening. We've gone way wide there in the penultimate corner. Norris sees this chance. He's on the inside. Can he get us? He's on the outside as he round the last corner now towards the line. This is for P6. Come on now. Can we hold him off? We've got a poor run on the exit. We're going to use that battery to the line. Here he comes. Oh, we've just about managed to do it there. And that is still chapter failed, but we've managed to get P6 in the closing stages, just holding off Lando Norris. But it is Red Bull take a marvellous victory as the rain does begin to fall. But Max Verstappen, then the reigning world champion, is your winner in his attempt to try and win a 3rd consecutive world championship. The Red Bull team, very pleased with their performance. They haven't had the best of starts compared to us at Ferrari and AlphaTauri. They've still been right there in the fight regardless, even if they have dropped off a little bit in the championship. But they could start coming right back. Leclerc finishing in 2nd place then, and Sergio Perez home in 3rd. So all in all, a disappointing race. We made up places from 10th on the grid, but of course that one stop definitely was our downfall in terms of what we could do. We could have done a 2-stop maybe, but that's just how it goes sometimes. Verstappen wins then from Leclerc in 2nd, Perez in 3rd, Gasly 4th, Bottas 5th, us home in 6th, Lando 7th, Giovinazzi in 8th, Ocon 9th, and Ilott in 10th place. We have got a bit of a championship gap to try and work back. It's not too much, we should be able to do it. But guys, thanks so much for watching. I'm sorry I haven't been uploading as much recently. I haven't uploaded in a month. I'm going to try and get back to it this month, trying to finish all the series we have until F1 22 drops. Thank you so much for watching once again, and I shall see you in my next video. Thank you guys, goodbye. Malachi Wilson narrowly beats Lando Norris to the line on the final lap to finish in 6th place. The championship lead is lost as quickly as it was gained. He needs to get his head back in the game over the summer break in order to stand a real chance for the title.